You know, why I will never work another 9 to 5 again, and I know they say never. But why I will never work a 9 to 5 again? It's because I'm tired. I did it. Look, I did enough of it. I spent a lot of time in jail too. I worked for 20 cents an hour. Whatever it was they was paying us, 19 cents an hour. And I spent all that time in there, and I didn't get paid for none of it. Those state workers did. I wasted a lot of time of my life. I also gained some knowledge in that last 3.5 years. But the fact of the matter is, I will never work another 9 to 5 again. Not that I'm too proud to. I'm not. Because God, if I had to, absolutely had to, I would. But I will never work another 9 to 5 again. Why? I'm going off grid. I'm going off grid. How can you go off grid? See? And does that mean you won't have any bills to pay? Doesn't necessarily mean I won't have any bills to pay. But that don't mean I'll work another 9 to 5 either. You know what I'm saying? I'm drinking me a ginger shot, just had 3 salads. It wasn't even, one was arugula and wakame. The other one was a mixture of kelp noodles and some other things. And then the third one was this kale salad. And now I have a 32-ounce thing of water and a ginger shot for the digestive system. I like to keep my digestion running efficiently so we can, extract and assimilate a lot of the foods that we eat. I don't like to eat foods and it not be utilized. But the fact of the matter is, yes, I won't be ever working another 9 to 5 again. I'm going to my land, my 10 plus acres in Belize, and I'm going to grow that up, grow my own food. I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy products. Only thing I eat is vegetation, plants, berries, nuts, seeds, fruit, herbs, coconuts, ginger. So everything that you have and see right now, I can grow. I won't need to go to the grocery store unless a storm comes in and wipe all my shit out. But essentially, I will not need to go to a grocery store, right? I'll have a well on the land, so I won't need, that will be my source of water. I'll have a rain catchment system. That will be another source of water that will collect our rainwater. There's a creek that borders my land, so I'll be able to convert some of that into water into water for the plants and the garden. All right. I have a solar panel. I'll have multiple solar panels on my home because I won't be connected to the power grid. The only thing that'll be connected to the grid is me for Wi-Fi. And that's the only reason why I don't want to say I'm completely off grid, because I'll still have Wi-Fi. Why? So I can upload my videos to YouTube and I can get paid once I become monetized. But, essentially, I will be 99% off grid, growing my own food, energy from the sun, water from the rain, water from the well, water from the creek, and the water from the creek comes from the mountains. So what will I need a 9 to 5 for? I have an abundance of fruit on the land already that I can't eat all of it. 13 mango trees. Each tree produces over 200 mangoes per season. I can't eat all those mangoes. So it's only right that I'll barter. Here is $1 a piece for a mango. 50 cents, whatever it may be. Some of them I'll give away to the less fortunate, because you gotta have a good heart. So I won't be breadfruit. I don't eat breadfruit. Excuse me. So I won't be working a 9 to 5. Go back. Breadfruit. I don't eat breadfruit. So I'll give that away or barter it. Barter it for work from other individuals in the neighborhood or around that may need some help. That I may need some help. I need you to work for me. So here's some breadfruit. I need your labor. Star fruit. I don't really eat star fruit. I'll have some of it, but I'll give most of that away or barter it in exchange for labor. Yeah. A lot of the things that I'll grow, cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, all of those different things, callaloo, squash, I'm not going to be able to eat all of that stuff. So I'll give some of it away and I'll barter it for labor. And I'll sell some of it as well. This is really not rocket science. No, you don't. You can do the same thing. You don't need 10 acres to get this shit done. In another country, you don't. You can do it right here in the States. Preferably in a warm location, so you can produce food all year round. And if you are in a cold location, you're going to need a greenhouse or something that's going to be warm all year round so you can produce. Or in the house. In the house. It's like we complicate things. We want to be connected to this shit because we want to, whatever reason we want, whatever mental reason we want the newest Benz, we want the newest BMW, we want the biggest townhouse, or we want a luxury townhouse. Cool, do your thing. Nobody's knocking you for that. But for the ones out there that's tired of a 9-to-5 and tired of going to work, go and get you a piece of land. Even if it's no electricity around. Listen, the best way to buy land, if you're not going to get it from the seller directly, and you can catch a deal, is to go to the sheriff's sale or go to the tax deed auction. That's the best way and the cheapest way to buy land. That's your way. Go and buy you some land. Start with the land first. And if you want to go off grid, contact the county or the local government and figure out what the requirements are. So you're not fucking up yourself in the long run. You're following the steps. Go and get you a piece of land, whether it's a 1/4 acre, 1/2 acre, 3/4 of an acre, whatever it is, whatever you can afford. Go to the sheriff's sale or the tax deed sale. Get you the land and take it from there. Straight like that. Straight like that. And then you can build it up slowly, and you don't have to buy in your backyard. If you live in Tennessee, you don't have to buy in Tennessee. If you want to buy in Tennessee just because you feel comfortable there, then I get it. Go to the sheriff's sale. They may be called sheriff's sale in some states, tax lien certificates in some states, tax deeds. Not tax lien certificates, because tax lien certificates is not the possession of the property. That's just an interest in the land or interest in the title, to where you get paid back what you invested from the county once once the property owner pays back their taxes. You'll get redeemed. You got tax lien states, tax deed states, and redeemable deed states. Preferably, you want to be dealing with a straight tax deed, unless it's a redeemable deed and you know that it's an incredible deal and you're not worried. But you really want to just dealing with it. You really want to just deal with a tax deed state to get you a piece of land. You can look at my land on YouTube and like the video, because if you got something from this video right now that you didn't know before about the tax deed sale, and one thing about the sales, and I'll give you another gem. If you are going to go to the tax deed sale or the sheriff's sale, you have to do your due diligence. Make sure there's no other liens on the property. Make sure there's no other liens on the property, like a code enforcement lien, like a IRS, like a child support lien. Yeah, like a IRS lien. Make sure there's no more liens on the property. And if there is a lien on the property, you have to outweigh the good with the bad. Is that lien worth you taking on that property because the property's worth more than what the lien is? Or you say, you know what, that lien is too much, I don't really want to deal with that, let me go on to the next. Do your due diligence when it comes to these properties. Just don't go to the auction and start paying for a property because you got it. Make sure that the property is actually worth more than what the hell you're going to pay for it. That's the point of this shit. If you want to invest and make money. Now, if you just want the land to have something that you can start to build from the ground up so your family can start to move towards getting off this grid and out of the matrix, and you can grow your own food and move towards a self-sustaining life, then maybe you have to get the property for what it is. But most of the time, if you're buying from the auction, you're usually going to get a discount. Only time you're not going to get a discount is at the auctions where people just got money. A lot of people, some people are new, and they just saying, damn, I'm going to keep bidding up until they get the property, because they got the money. They don't really have the experience. Those are times when you really don't get deals, because people are just spending money because they got it and they really didn't do the research. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a deal at the auction. Just make sure you're checking to see if there's no liens on that property, as well as other things. But just start off with the liens. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not right there able to be on top of it and actually do your due diligence physically and see it, call a real estate agent in that area. Hey, we're looking at buying this property at the auction. I just wanted you to go by there. And, you know, if you find a new real estate agent, they usually have the time. The experienced real estate agents, they don't have the time for that shit. So you have to find a new one and say, I'll pay you to take pictures. Usually they can't take money unless it comes from the broker. But if you're paying them as a side job to be a photographer, that's something different. And that's how you have to present it. I'll give you a certain amount of money to be my photographer for the day, not my realtor. I need you to take pictures of this property. I give you $20, $50, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Or you can call Craigslist, and it's so many different strategies. You call somebody that cuts grass. Hey, I own it. You could tell them you own the property. Hey, I own 123 Main Street. I need you to go by and let me know how much it's going to cost to cut this grass. If it's a property that doesn't have a whole bunch of tall trees. If it does have tall trees and they do demolition and all that stuff, call somebody that does that. Hey, I need you to stop by this property and tell me how much it's going to cost for you to demolish my land, or all these, you know, trees on my land. And they'll be glad to go by and give you a quote. Matter of fact, while you're there, can you take pictures of it and send it to me? And then you got your pictures. And that's for free when you do the Craigslist way. Some of them might charge if they're savvy. Hey, you got to pay my gas for me going over here. Some of them do that. They charge you. But it's simple steps like that where you don't have to be buying land. If you live in Ohio, you don't have to just focus on Ohio. You can call Texas, Houston, wherever, New Orleans. And this is how you can make your moves and your plays. You don't have to, especially if you don't have the mobility to be just jumping and moving because you work a 9 to 5, which is what we want to get out of. You know what I'm saying? And then once you have your land, you can take it from there, but you first have to get the land. And the best way to go and get it is through the auction. The cheapest way, I should say. Unless you know a seller direct and they can get you off. Excuse me. But essentially, this is the game out here. And if a lot of us are playing this shit to lose, we're not putting our best foot forward. We're not focusing on the real game out here. We're focusing on the bullshit. We're focusing on the NFL and what they got going on this weekend with all these fucking playoffs games. I ain't watched the NFL game since I don't even remember. When I stopped watching all that shit and started to focus on me, things started to change. When I stopped watching the NBA, when I stopped watching all that bullshit on net, like I still might watch a good series every once in a while, and I'll catch myself like, yo, you could be doing other things. Once you start to dedicate your time to you and start paying attention to yourself and fuck all these other sports shits, like, look, there's nothing wrong with sports. Let's not get it twisted. We're not going to do that. But if you're not in a position of where you need to be or want to be, that shit need to be put on the back burner. Let's just keep it all the way funky. That shit need to be put on the back burner, and you need to focus on propelling yourself to another level. So you can get out of your 9 to 5, or 10 to 6, or 11 to 7, or 12 to 8, or 6 to 2, or whatever fucking job you're in. Because a lot of these jobs ain't even giving you benefits no more. A lot of us want you to be part-time. So it ain't even 9 to 5 no more. Because they don't want to provide you insurance. Right? It's crazy out here. One thing we all need every day outside of fresh air, and I shouldn't say we all need, because I can go days without fasting, weeks. I can go weeks with fasting, days with fasting. essentially, most of us, because we haven't built up our tolerance to fasting, most of us need to eat every day. And if you have your own land where you're growing your own food every day, you will not need to go out and spend money on none of that shit. Especially if you eat like me. I eat in a way that 98% of the population does not eat globally. I don't deal with meat, dairy products, a lot of processed foods I just don't deal with. This is processed because it went through a juicer, the ginger. A lot of foods I eat is whole mango. I usually eat the mango like as a mango. Grapes. Whole, raw food. Coconuts. It's simple. You want to get out of your 9 to 5? That's the easiest way to do it. It takes time, but you have to start to plan today. Don't plan for that 8 o'clock fucking game that you wanted to watch today. Don't plan for that. Plan your strategy. Google is your friend. YouTube, university is your friend. If you want to invest somewhere, start to look in that location on Google. Contact a real estate agent. Have them start sending you listings. Or just do your own research online. Best is to go to the sheriff's sale or to go to the tax deed sale. And with that, that's why I would never work another 9 to 5. Because I provide my own food. I provide my own energy. I provide my own water. The only thing I don't provide is the Wi-Fi. And I only use that to upload videos to you guys. And I will have my cell phone. But you know, let's not make this shit hard. Let's not. And believe in yourself. Because I believe in you. I believe you can do it. The question is, are you prioritizing and do you believe in yourself? But I know it can be done because I'm doing it. And yes, I am different. But I'm not better than you. I'm just different. I think different. That don't mean I'm better than you. I might be in a better position sometimes. Sometimes I'm in a worse position. But I'm not better than you. You got the juice. You got the sauce. You are him. You are her. You are they. You are it. You are that person. So you got to believe that. And you got to act like it. You got to believe that shit with conviction. You got to tell yourself that. But you actually have to carry out the actions. You just can't say that you're going to do this. There has to be some action behind those words. And with that, man, listen. Have a good night. Peace.